Oh, did I wake you?
Sorry about that.
I'm pretty sure by now most people have seen reviews for this game left and right, and they're kind of mediocre, mixed, they're never quite solid. All I've got to say about Wet to start with is any game that allows this scenario to play out is fucking awesome in my book. Yes, that is in fact Ruby falling from the sky out of a blown up airplane, killing people. You do a lot of killing in Wet, but to do it mid-air like this is a scenario only you'd see in a movie, and I've never experienced anything like this in a game, and, again, fucking awesome. But okay, what is Wet? Wet is basically a cross-combination of what we've seen in Max Payne, or more so Stranglehold, due to the fact that slow motion you never really lose it, you have it throughout the duration. Anytime you get aerial, jump in the air, run against the wall or anything, you go into slow-mo, enabling you to aim steady and kill God knows how many enemies. But at the same time, it feels somewhat like Prince of Persia due to how you can run on the walls and things like that. And at the same time, the entire game is like drenched in this grindhouse look and feel, and as you can see, there's even like tear lines and stuff on the screen to emulate the whole feel of a grindhouse film.
If this were any other situation, any other trade-off, my instincts would be to walk the fuck out the door and scrap this deal.
Relax.
That isn't to say this game doesn't have a storyline. It does in fact have a storyline that, again, follows the grindhouse aesthetic of... We've got our basic storyline, our basic badass characters, and we're going to let them run around and kill everything that moves. It's functional and it works. So, really, in the intro up to this video, you pretty much saw the gunplay as it is. You can level up your weapons, things like that, but really, you're here to kill everything that moves and have a blast. And you will have a blast. Voice acting is rock solid as well. There's plenty of voice talent here on bar as well. Aside from that, just a really fun game, I think. I say I think, however, because I don't think it's going to appeal to everyone. While the game is fun and what you saw in the introduction, I'm sure a lot of you are going, whoa, that looks awesome. Think about this. It's all you do throughout the duration of the game. And while I said you can level up your weapons and things like that, once you play through this game once, you've seen everything. And there's an abundance of QuickTime events throughout this game, so if you don't like QuickTime events, you're probably not going to be having a very good time. Aside from that, there is something else I need to point out. The majority of this review will cover it. It's one section in the game that I feel they should have either changed or left the fuck out entirely, and it screws up the pace entirely. See, one problem I had with games like Stranglehold was that in the beginning there was the stupid shoot-this-crap puzzle to make a pillar fall, to make a platform to cross over, screwing up the entire flow of the gunplay, which they dump later on in the game, which was, thank God, because I couldn't take those puzzles anymore. Not that they were hard, they were just tedious, they screwed up the whole feel of action and the flow of the game. Well, unfortunately, it seems Wet does exactly that. Let me show you. Okay, so later on in the game, you get up to this point where you have to traverse some tricky terrain, and there's a lot of things that you have to avoid, such as... oh wait, you know what? I'll let the cutscene show it. Let's see a show of hands of how many people just laughed their asses off at that random moment. Okay, anyway, those are landmines. You don't want to fucking touch those. But you will touch those, and I'll show you why. You see, every so often, there's a context-sensitive moment where you have to press a button during a jump. And should you fuck up, you die. And let me tell you, that jump right there has to be done at the exact moment. So expect to die a lot! Now, once you're past that, there's more tricky jumps ahead, and there's some platforming. This is where I said it's kind of like Prince of Persia. The problem is, this game, unlike Prince of Persia, doesn't have the best handling when it comes to this platforming, and certain parts are mistakes, such as that. I don't even know why the fuck I died, but apparently I fucking did, so now what do I gotta do? I gotta start over, again! See, back when I was playing it, these felt like minor gripes. Now here comes an interesting design decision. This entire time you're being told you can only go X amount of distance on jumps, right? Tell me if it looks like you can even make this fucking jump. Well, guess what? You can't make it. But, after a little bit more shimmying around, you get to the jump of death. I seriously think it is completely random if you make this or not. And I die consistently. Even when trying to record this footage, I kept dying. And the best is when you get onto said ladder from jump of death, watch what you can expect to happen. I nearly died laughing the first time it happened. Yeah, this part is tedious as all fucking hell, and it does not stop. Your timing has to be pitch perfect for this part, and you have to dodge multiple times as you scale this wall. Again, this is early footage. Watch what happens because I wasn't paying attention. And I move, but yet I didn't get out of the way in time, so you gotta do the jump of death again and hope you make it. And then you gotta do this part again. Now, if you watch this footage here, you could probably succeed in passing this faster than I could. But let me tell you, I was stuck on this for at least 10 minutes. Don't ask me why. It doesn't look that hard, but believe it or not, the timing has to be, like, exact, and Ruby can't even be touching an inch of that barrel, otherwise you're fucked. Now, the best is when you get to the top. After that, another barrel. Yes, they throw another one at you. It doesn't even look like you can go anywhere from here, and I was confused at first, but all you gotta do is actually jump up and you'll scale up. Now, here's the funniest part of all this. After all said and done, you're looking for another ledge to jump on, to something to scale, and wow, there's absolutely nothing. So now what? Oh, wait, climb the ladder, and... oh, look, gunplay, what the game was actually good at. Yeah, while this game is good and I do enjoy it, I've got to say that the platforming mechanics can be a little wonky. The controls can show some strange side effects when you're not in slow-mo shooting the hell out of anything that moves. So while the game is great as an action game when everything's moving slow and you're shooting everything and killing everything, when you've got to take it slow, that's when this game starts to show you its faults, and I've got to knock it down a peg just for that, because that part was annoying as fuck, and there are a few other parts not as tedious, but kind of annoying. This level in general feels like a fault, though. There's all sorts of crazy shit that happens that doesn't happen in the rest of the levels, and honestly, I think a good reason a lot of reviewers didn't like this game is because they played this level and found that the balance was shot to hell. Now, the funny thing is, after this level, everything else goes back to explosive territory, and all you do is shoot, 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 and get exposition in the storyline. But yeah, Wet is a great game, just it's held down by some moments like that and other ones. But really, if you're looking for a good action game, something fun to play, something where you kill a lot of stuff and don't have to worry too much about the rest, pick up Wet. It's actually a really good game, aside from the faults that I explained here. Also, minor note to say, you might have noticed there's no music. Trust me, there's music in this game. Allow me a demonstration of the awesome soundtrack if you didn't catch it, the intro of the video. Again, I'm using the intro as applause for this video. The only reason the music was off for the review was so that I could talk and you could hear me and it wasn't overpowering, because the soundtrack is, like, amazing and was totally overpowering my voice previously. Even if I lowered it, it was horrible. I found a mix now, but goddamn was it bad before. But yeah, soundtrack is fucking awesome in this game. It 100% fits the death dealing, has a total grindhouse vibe, and a little bit of Quentin Tarantino in there, I'd have to say, with the sound selection especially. Aside from the music, the graphics in this game are fine. I don't have any problems with them. Camera can be a little tricky, as you're seeing right here, but really, not much to complain about. Wet is a pretty good game. Like I said, it has a few faulty moments here and there, but aside from that, it's 100% enjoyable, and I gotta say that this is probably 2009's guilty pleasure, if nothing else. So again, you want a good action game, you want to kill a lot of shit, you want to do a free flight shootout from hell, you want to jump on top of cars and blow shit up, What is the game for you? Oh, and while there are other weapons, I tried not to spoil too much. I tried not to show too much storyline. I don't want to spoil the game. You know, check it out if you like what you saw. Otherwise, wait for another game. Uncharted 2 is coming out, and there's a bunch of other cool shit coming out. But in the meantime, if you're bored and you're looking for a cool action game, and it's on both consoles, I think it's even on the PC, so yeah, Wet. 2 thumbs up for me anyway, aside from that fucking jump of death. And now, without further ado, I present to you... Yeah. Ouch!